So I'm going through a pretty rough patch right now. My plant died, and you have to understand that my plant here at my office in Louisville, so I don't know what this is, J-Town, Middletown, St. Matthews, I don't know what they consider this office. I did get harassed by a J-Town police officer in the parking lot 2 years ago, so I'm guessing it's J-Town. I don't know. But the only thing I had was my ex-girlfriend left June of 2020 was that plant that I got from a intern or a law extern or something at not the previous law office I worked at, but the one before that one. And I had it here in my office, and whether I was in Chile or Costa Rica or El Salvador, if I was in Florida seeing my parents, if I was maybe not coming to the office as much, I always thought of that plant. I said, I got to get to that plant. I got to water it. It was like an obligation, but it was a good obligation. I know it sounds really sad, but it's not that it was like a person that depended on me, but if you don't water the plant, it's going to die. But I would talk to it sometimes, I would give it a kiss. I know that sounds really weird, right? But it was, I knew that it was alive. I mean, and I knew that plants, I know it sounds really sad. I have friends, but not here. And it's not even that. It's just feeling like I had to do this. And by the way, I'm putting this on the Everything Else channel because this is not a Sight Sounds Flavors video. This is not a Spanish video or a bodybuilding video. This is squarely everything else. And I'm also going to do a video on friends or lack thereof because I don't have a lot of friends locally. I have people that I call acquaintances, that sort of thing, but that I actually hang out with, break bread with. I don't have any local friends. But I'll probably do that video after this video. And I'm also going to do a video on the situation with my dad. My dad's 100 years old and he's in a nursing home, and I don't know how long he's going to live. And I'm here in Louisville and he's in North Miami Beach, and I have a lot of guilt over that as well. So I'll be making 3 very uncomfortable videos today. But with regards to the plant, it was just I don't have a dog or a cat. I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. I don't have anything like that. And Monday, I came back from Lexington. I covered a bodybuilding show. And I think the Friday before, I was actually here and I watered it and it seemed fine. And then when I came back on Monday, there was like this green stuff. It looked like fungus actually on the topsoil. And the plant was like that. And it was in really bad shape. And I took all the dead leaves off of it, and then I tried to hold it up as best as I could with like a pill bottle, and then I watered it. I changed all the topsoil. I got new soil from the bag that I still had. And I don't know if it was the water in this office building because they've had plumbing issues in the past. I don't know if maybe the cleaning people came in and cleaned something and a chemical got on it, or there was a bug that went into it like 6 or 7 months ago, but I just assumed that it would leave it at some point, or even if it passed away in there, would have a very nice life in that pot. It was like a big flower pot, and it was really rich soil, and I'm watering it all the time, so I figured, maybe it would live off of a leaf or something, but that it would all work out. And I was just really depressed because I knew that when I saw the plant, it had been vibrant before. It had been growing from like a little nothing to like, pretty big. And, and I just felt like a sense of failure. And I thought, well, maybe if I had like put it by the sunlight, or maybe if I would have brought it home with me or something, it probably would have survived. I don't know. But the finality of it, and the fact that everything has a beginning and an end, that's what I think, and I've got like a journal that I'm going to write about this in. I'm supposed to. I went to a therapist back when my ex-girlfriend was like fixing to leave. Actually, the year before she left, and that therapist moved on to another practice or some other job, and I couldn't continue with her. But one thing that she said was, go get a journal and write about stuff in there. And I've done that to a point, but like a lot of times I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna write about this when I get a chance. And there's so many things that I've not written about. Also, it's rather useless just to write it and not read. Like go back in time and see what you were doing then. So I need to work on that, but I definitely need to document this because like it's just, you know, I had this plan for like 3 years, 2 or 3 years, and it was just like a weird feeling. And then with my dad, there's like that sort of overlap with my dad. You know, not to compare my dad to a plant, but you know, it's I don't know. I just, you know, the one thing I will say though is that my YouTube channels and my websites, and I'm writing a book on El Salvador if it ever gets done. My goal was to have it done in May, and I may still be able to have a lot of it done. I mean, I'm doing a lot of research on it, but like my creative side, I think is what keeps me sane. And you know, any comment that I get on any video, I really appreciate because that interaction is very important to me. You know, and to know that it's not like I don't care if my videos get millions of views, and I've got videos that have received millions of views before. Uh, it's not about the quality. That's not what I meant to say. It's not about the quantity, and it's not about the quality either. But it really isn't about the quantity. Quality is subjective, you know. I mean, I don't know if this video would be considered rambling or lunacy or whatever. I don't know, but I'm just happy to be able to make it, and I'm happier that somebody may watch it and give me their feedback. I hope it's constructive feedback, but even if it's not, it doesn't really matter because I'm getting it off my chest, and I think that that's important. And I think that if I'm able to put pen to paper and get to putting this in my journal, great. But if not, then doing this, in my opinion, is just as good, if not better, because when I put something in my journal, it's locked in there. Nobody's ever going to read it unless they were to like find it or something, or I should lose it. Whereas with this, I'm like voluntarily putting it out there, and I'm hoping. I'm not fearful that somebody will see it and leave a comment. I'm hoping that somebody will see it and leave a comment because maybe they're going through something similar. Maybe they think I'm a train wreck. I don't know. Maybe they leave me something encouraging, whatever it may be. And even if I get no views out of it, and if I get no comments out of it, I'm still getting it off my chest. And by doing that, it's a freeing experience. Then I was reading a post about this sort of thing, and they say with grieving, it's really important to just share, you know, for somebody to listen to you. And you know, I'm not gonna cry or anything like that, but I'm very sad about the plant, you know, and you know, I'll maybe get another plant and, you know, have, you know, more plants. And I don't know, but I'm just sad because you know, I don't know if there's something I could have done to have made it better. But it's that feeling that, look, I've got to get back to the office. I've got to water this plant. I've got to like make sure it's okay. I've got to, you know, that sense of duty is important. It's important to have it, whether it is to, you know, go to a job or whatever. But it's that feeling like, you know, you're needed, I think is important. Even if we're talking about a plant, and more so if we're talking about a pet, and more so if we're talking about a spouse, and even more so if we're talking about having a child. It's just that sense of duty, of obligation, of being needed, you know. And even though a plant is not going to talk to you, if you don't water it, it will die. And even if you do water it, and even if you do think you're taking great care of it, it may still die, because we're all going to die.